Hey guys, it's Matt from familymantrading.com, and I'm bringing you a new video on the strategy tester for Jim Brown's high probability trading system. This update's going to be pushed automatically to those of you that already have the strategy tester, and if you don't have it, reach out to me at familymantrading@gmail.com or go to my website there, and we're going to give you some information on how you can get your hands on it. Just so you know, the website's still in production. There's still some things that we're adding to give you more value and some more services, so reaching out on the email or taking a peek at the website there will get you the information you need to get your hands on the update. Okay, so let's talk about this revision. What we've added is a time of day limitation, which means we've made it so the strategy script can now say, I only want to trade during these hours of every day. And you get to set those by the hour, and then it'll automatically apply to your charts. It'll allow trades to take place during those times that you want to, and it will leave out trades that you don't want to trade outside of that time frame. So let's just use our strategy tester here. Our example is going to be the Owanda broker on the 4-hour chart using the New Zealand Swiss pair. I'm going to jump to some settings that I know work pretty well. This is one of our sub strategies that we've created called the QMP dots only. It's based off of Jim Brown's high probability system, but we don't use the MACD or the EMAs or the QQE. It's strictly just the dots here. And we're going to say that we don't want it to be in trend. That's another filter we can turn off and go from there. We're also going to say that we want our stop loss to be fixed. We're going to set a take profit value of 60 pips and a stop loss value of 40 pips. So we have higher reward compared to our risk. And take a look at what that says. Okay, so we're 137% profit. We've got a lower win percent rated, but the reason this is still okay is because we win 60 pips when we win and we only lose 40 when we lose. We're taking a good number of trades and we're at 15% drawdown. So to me this is acceptable. I would trade this system. And I want to show you another feature that the strategy tester can do to help us. Instead of having fixed position sizes where we only lose $100 at a time, or we're risking 100 at a time, I'd like to tell it that I want to compound my account equity by 2%, and I want to make sure that the compounding is set. And I want to show you what the value is there. So now if we do that, the strategy tester automatically calculates and it detects your equity, and it risks 2% per trade throughout the trading cycle. So now you can see that with compounding interest, it's extremely valuable for you because you can increase your net profit up to 917%. Still a good number of trades. All of that's the same, but now your max drawdown is up to 30%. So these figures here are up to you if you want to trade these or not, but with the strategy tester that quickly, you can get some pretty good data to determine if it's something that you want to trade. All right, so what's the update? The update is a time of day limitation. So you can see that the system's taking these trades all along here. It's not leaving anything out whatsoever. If the position is open, it waits until a stop loss or profit and then opens the very next position based on a dot. So what we want to do is tell it that we only want it to trade during certain times a day. So let's open up our strategy tester again, and our limitation is going to be here under number 6. Do we want to limit the test trades to certain hours of the day? We're going to say yes. Now as we change these inputs, you're going to see the strategy tester data down here changing. And as we go through and give it specific time frames, there's going to be background colors placed on the chart to show you that that's the time frame that you're okay to trade, or that the system will trade. For example's sake, we're just going to say that I want to go ahead and trade at 7 p.m. until 2 in the morning. And just examples here. Maybe you're up during the morning, maybe you're late at night. It doesn't matter. You can change these, but the whole point is that you're able to manipulate the hours that work for you. So we're going to say okay to that, and we're going to see. Again, 280 profit, 23% drawdown, and as you change the time of day, it's going to change those numbers, obviously. But we'll just zoom in, and I want to show you how it's working. Again, we're on the 4-hour chart, so the background color where it's blue is your trading window. It's not very long because I've only set it from 7 p.m. to 2 in the morning. So we're only going to cover 2 candles worth of time, which is 8 hours worth of data, obviously, on the 4-hour chart. So you can see here inside this blue background, this is the trading window. A QMP dot did occur, so we took a sell position. Granted, we had a stop loss here, and it was closed, but it still took the trade. And then you notice in this black area here, we had a QMP dot, and it did not take the trade. Now, leaving out all the EMA lines and all that, you might look at this and know, according to Jim's strategy that he has in his book, that this wouldn't be a valid trade anyway because it looks like we're trending upwards. This would be a counter trend trade. But because I've set the sub strategy to say all QMP dots take the trade, it would have taken this if it was open with that specific time frame. So I'll show you that example right now. We just need to open it up a few hours to encompass this candle, which would bring us all the way to the 0700 mark. So let's just change it. We'll just make it 10. And we'll watch that this background gets a little bit bigger. Now you can see because I've expanded the trading window, it did encompass this trade, it did take the position, and there we go. So if you just change the time frames just a little bit, if that works for you, from 19 to 10, you can see also that the profit changed and the maximum drawdown changed. So play around with those numbers, look at this blue background, that's where you're going to find the trading window. And if you don't like that blue background, or you want to change the transparency, just come in here to trading time background color. You can shut it off if you're comfortable just leaving it off, or if you do want to see it, just move the bar in here for the opacity to however bright you want to do it. You can even change the color if you want to anything that makes sense to you, whatever's comfortable, and you can change it from there. Okay, so there's that. Now the last thing I want to leave you with this time of day limitation on the update is the fact that the strategy tester, all of these inputs, go off of your broker's time frame. Now that's important if your broker time frame is different than your time frame. So I'll give you an example here. We're going to change all the information here, go back to the 1 hour chart, and really zoom in to make this really clear. We're not going to care about what the data is here because I'm just going to show you for the time frame. I'll make this nice and bright again so that we can see it. We'll go back to blue and make it nice and bright so that you can see when our trading window is. And again, the trading window is the colored section here, not the black. And I don't know what your background color is, but on mine, that's my demonstration here. So in our strategy tester inputs, remember it's based on your broker time. Well, I told it that I want to trade at 1900, which is 7 p.m. to 1000 or 10 a.m. in the morning. Well, if you look at the background and I put my cursor right here, the very first candle that can do that on the 1 hour, it says 1700 down here at the bottom, the time frame. And it goes all the way up here. The last candle inside the trading view is 0700. And so you're going to ask yourself, wait a second, I thought I said 1900 to 1000. Well, here's the thing to remember. There's going to be weekends in here and times where it won't trade because the market is not open. And the other thing that's going to happen is that the broker time is different than your time sometimes. So where I trade through Rwanda in the United States, my current time zone that I live in is 2 hours after the broker time. So when I tell it 1900, on my chart it says 1700. Basically, they're 2 hours ahead of me. So if I actually want to physically start trading, let's say this at 7 p.m., which would be 1900 here, I have to tell the strategy tester 2 hours more than that. So I have to tell it 2100 and say okay. Then you'll see that the trading time frame changed, and now the first candle that's inside the colored background or the trading window is 1900 on my timestamp down here at the bottom. That's important to know because the strategy tester has to go off of the broker data, which you're getting, and because I'm through Rwanda, it has to go off of that 1900 number. So if you want 7 p.m., you have to tell it your broker time frame from 7. Example is if you're 5 hours difference, and you want to trade at, let's say, 10 o'clock in the morning, you're going to have to tell it 1500 because your broker is 5 hours ahead of you. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense or I wasn't clear on that, just send me an email, comment on the video, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Reach out to me and I'll give you any explanation I can, and we'll go from there. So again, if you have the strategy tester script already, these updates get pushed to you automatically, as will all future updates that we put out to you. If you don't have it yet, go ahead and reach back out to us at familymantrading.com or email me at familymantrading@gmail.com. And hopefully this helps you guys. And as we get further updates out there, we'll let you know with future videos and more tutorials and things like that. Anything we can do to help you. Hope you have a wonderful day and trade green.